This is Life in Art. I'm Dawn Okoro and I'm an artist. And I just finished working on my first public art project and it's done, it's out there in the world for all to see, and it honors Black artists who have been working here for decades. A year ago, the musician Mobley reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm applying for a grant for this public art project, and I'm also working with the artist Adrian Armstrong. Do you want to be a part of it?" And I was like, "Sure." Mobley's a very talented musician. You should definitely check out his work. And Adrian Armstrong is a very talented portrait artist, and he does music too. So you should definitely check out his stuff. And I'll be sure to post links for you to take a look at. And but yeah, I was like, sure, I'd like to be a part of it. And so we met a few times on Zoom to discuss the idea and how we would move forward. And then we all worked together on putting together an application to the city of Austin. And the program that we worked on is called Tempo, and it's a program for artists that are just getting started on doing public art, and the budgets are low for these, and the work would be on display for 1 year. We submitted our application and got accepted, and we got the grant. And so once we got that money, then we got started. The project is called Austin Storybox, and it's a 4-sided box, and each side has a different portrait on it. And the idea was to honor our elders, black artists, here who have been doing their thing for many years. And Mobley's a musician, so he's into the sound part. And so what he was going to do is meet up with each person who had a portrait in this project, and he interviewed them, and then it's set up so that when you go out and see the piece, you can hear the voices of these artists telling their stories. And so I think it's awesome that it's a visual and audio piece. The piece honors 3 artists. One of those is Andrew Vinson, and he is a legendary bass player, and he sings as well. And his daughter is also a musician, Jackie Vinson. You should definitely check out the work of both of them. Amazing. And when I do a portrait, I normally would have a sitting with the person, so I would take photographs of them so that I can later on have something to look at as reference. So I went to Mr. Vinson's house and to photograph him, and he was so sweet, and he was showing me pictures of his kids and going on about how talented they are, and what they've accomplished and what they're doing. So that was really an awesome experience working with him. And another portrait that's part of this project is of Carla Nickerson, and she is an actress, and she does visual art, and you may have seen some of her stuff or heard her voice on something somewhere as well. And I'm really excited for the chance to work with her. I actually had reached out to her and asked her if she wanted to have her portrait done for this project, and I'm really glad that she was up for it. And Adrian painted the portrait of Harold Macmillan, and Macmillan is a musician, and he also advocates for other musicians. And we had a few other artists that we wanted to also be a part of the project, but it was difficult to make it happen, and a lot of that was just due to the fact that we're in the middle of a pandemic, and it's hard on everybody, and especially for seniors, and so we weren't able to make that happen. So what we did is have Adrian paint on one of the panels. He painted a stool, just an empty stool, kind of like an empty stool on a stage. So if you're ever in Austin, I hope you get a chance to come by and see the work. It's at the Carver Library, and that's over in East Austin. And the art installation is on the Rosewood side of the library. So be sure to check it out. And I guess I should talk a little bit about this new headpiece that I have on. It's something that I made this past summer. I don't really have a name for it yet. It was definitely more of an experiment. It's made out of copper chains. There are some gemstones in there, and then I've got these things. Do you know what that is? These are asthma inhalers. I have asthma. I've had it all my life, and I use inhalers, and I started saving the empty canisters and the what do you call these things, dispensers, medicine dispensers, and I just wanted to do something with them, and so I was experimenting with just making something wearable, and I took copper leaf and wrapped it around each dispenser. And it's not a total success because the copper leaf is starting to chip off, so it's kind of been flaking like all over my t-shirt. But I definitely want to do something more with these asthma inhalers. Thanks for watching Life in Art. I'm Dawn Okoro. See you next time.